The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.nikkiclarkenetwork.com.
All right, thanks. Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show, taped live at La Creole, 810 St Clair Avenue West. And how is everybody doing? Woo! Beautiful, beautiful audience. Thank you so much. And happy Black History Month. Can I ask you something before we get into anything? What time is it?
Hot Topics!
Right, it's time for Hot Topics, and what Hot Topics are, it's what's trending on social media, what people are talking about when they converge at the water cooler at the office. And joining me in the Hot Topics seat is none other than the Juice Man, Jonathan Shaw.
How you doing?
Make some noise for him.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, I am grateful for having life and all the wonderful things that are happening because, you know, people are getting sick. People are moving on. They're transitioning. I have to share that I lost a family member a couple of days ago.
Sorry to hear.
Thank you. He wasn't well, and he's just moved on to a better place. And then we've lost some people in the musical world.
Definitely.
Maurice White, the visionary founder of Earth, Wind and Fire, he died last week at 74. Remember him? Yeah.
That was one of those deaths that you look at and you say, a part of your childhood, a part of your world is kind of just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, the music lives on, but just hearing, you know, all the records that I bought over the years from Earth, Wind and Fire. One of the first blaxploitation films featured the music of Earth, Wind and Fire when they were just like a little known group in a movie called Sweetback's Badass Song. Mm-hmm. That was the name of the movie. And so many hits. Sing a Song, Shining Star, Fantasy, live version of Reasons from the Gratitude album. Yeah. And the hits go on and on. September.
September is like one of my favorites.
You know, and then Maurice White did his own solo project with a song called I Need You, mm-hmm. that was redone in reggae. You know, like, you know, you're big when you redo a song in reggae music. But it's like the soundtrack of my life. Like all the songs. There's a song for every single occasion that Earth, Wind and Fire put out.
You can relate to.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you've never seen Earth, Wind and Fire live with Maurice White as part of the group, because, you know, he had Parkinson's for a while as well too,
time,
and, you know, left the group, you know, because he couldn't perform anymore. But when you saw all of them on stage, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was magic. I saw them on the Grammys. Did you see the Grammys the other night?
I did not watch the Grammys.
No?
I watched little clips of it.
Grammys. Make some noise if you saw the Grammys. Did you see the Grammys on TV? Taylor Swift.
I saw the clip of that.
You saw a clip of that? What do you think of the speech, the acceptance speech she gave?
The only thing she didn't do, which I wish she would have done, was taking the mic and just drop it. That's the one thing I wish she would have done, because, I mean, she's worked really hard for what she has.
Yeah. And,
you know, what Kanye had said about her before, how she doesn't deserve the award, and now she's a 2-time winner. Yeah. You know, I mean, she's worked really hard, and, I mean, she did it with dignity. That's the best way to look at it. I mean, she said what she had to say without calling any names, and those who would feel it, mm-hmm. and that's kind of the way I like, you know, when somebody, you know, achieves that status and then says, you know what, thank you very much, but do what you need to do.
Yeah, very empowering.
Mm-hmm.
The couple of minutes they gave her to speak, I think it hit a lot of people home in a very personal place. So, you know, kudos to Taylor Swift. And then there was another passing. Do you remember Vanity 6? Remember that group? Nasty Girl?
Definitely.
The protege of Prince, or otherwise known symbol of Prince. Denise Matthews, otherwise known as Vanity. She passed away just a couple of days ago, 57.
And she's Canadian.
She's from Niagara Falls. So she passed away. The complications with her kidneys that she's been battling with for a number of years.
Yes,
So.
died at the age of 57, and for a lot of men around my age, that was, we went out and bought, there was a magazine back in the day called the Right On magazine. Some people may remember that. We just bought it just for Vanity on the cover of that. Guys went to go see The Last Dragon just because Vanity was in the movie. Right. That was like that was one of our first crushes back in the, late 80s. No, sorry, early 80s.
Yeah.
And Last Dragon, rewind.
That was it for you. That was
Rewind again. Posters on the wall. Wake up in the morning, there's Vanity on the wall. I mean, yeah.
For Vanity, for me, it was David Cassidy.
The Partridge Family?
The Partridge Family, yeah, come on.
Sean
Cassidy.
Wow.
Do
Run Run. Do Run Run, Sean Cassidy. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was me.
Did you want to get that bus, with the colors on the bus and stuff like that?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. All-Star Game. How many people checked out the All-Star last weekend? Make some noise if you went to the games or you watched it. Woo! Come on, you gotta be supporting Toronto sports. Did you check it out?
Definitely.
I know you did.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gordon got robbed in the dunk-off, though.
Okay.
He did 2 dunks. For those who didn't see it, he had the mascot on a hoverboard and started spinning around like this. And he runs up, takes the ball from him, and dunks it.
Oh, my.
Then he has a mascot put the ball on his head, runs up, takes the ball, puts it underneath,
Yes.
and dunks that as well, too.
I saw
Flat
that.
out.
And had the mascot, jumped over the mascot.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And
Like aerial skills.
he got
I
robbed.
believe it.
He got robbed.
And you got
He got robbed. Levine won. I mean, he won, but he got robbed.
You got robbed. Well, speaking of being robbed, I think some people got robbed maybe 30 seconds of witnessing Nelly Furtado's rendition of "Oh Canada." Oh, wow. It was mixed reviews. Did you hear Nelly Furtado sing "Oh Canada"? She changed some of the notes and she got a little, artsy, and some people are furious, saying that you cannot change the national anthem and make it your own.
You can make it your own. However, when you start off and you're pitchy, you've lost everybody.
Yeah.
And when you're on the world stage and everybody's looking at you, I mean, if it was, let's say, a Blue Jay game,
Yeah.
or I wouldn't even say so much a Blue Jay game, but let's say it's a hockey game, and you have all of Canada watching it, and Canadians know the anthem. So when Americans hear you do that anthem, and that's the rendition that they're going to hold in their head of that's the Canadian anthem. And I think she should have kept it a little bit more traditional and not done, the difference of it, and then made it very pitchy as well too. So, but it wasn't as bad as people said it was. As I didn't get to see the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So I watched it on YouTube, and when people talk about something and you watch it again and you sit back and you watch it, like, it really wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that bad.
It wasn't bad for some people, and there's some people that thought, she could just fly away.
And I'm bad when it
from
comes
that
to singing.
experience,
I'm bad when it comes to singing. If you start singing off key, I'm like Simon Cowell. Like, I'm ready to take the level and just put down your mic, because But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad.
I don't know. I was like sharp, flat, sharp. It was hurting me. So, but that's what it was, and we had that amazing opportunity to host the greats in basketball. So, yeah.
As they said, put the 6 on the map.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a great show for you. Thanks, Juice Man. Here we've got fantastic guests, so you don't want to go anywhere. You're here at the Nikki Clarke live at La Creole, so come right back. Woo! Thank you for joining us on the Nikki Clarke Show here, taped at La Creole. And I'd like to introduce you to a fantastic woman. She is a life coach and an author. Please welcome Caroline Lee to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm fantastic. Thank you
Great.
so much for being here. You're lovely. I
Thank
love the
you.
purple you're wearing.
Thank you. It's one of my colors.
It's one of your colors. No, it suits you. And can you introduce this?
So this is
handsome-
Dave Stanford. Yeah, this handsome young man. This is Dave Stanford. He's one of my clients.
Fantastic. Thank you
And-
for joining us on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, no, my pleasure. So let's talk a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm English, and I came over here when I was 19, much like yourself. I saw your story today. And when I did leave my country, I was here alone, and I was in a sort of period of sort of self-discovery and that sort of thing. I'd had some challenges growing up and wasn't a very happy childhood. And when I was 31, I decided I needed to seek help. And when I did that, I knew that I needed to live a life that was full of passion and helping other people. So I decided that I would take my degree and become a life coach. They didn't have life coaches back in the day.
What do they call people who are very wise?
Well, a therapist or something,
Okay.
let's be a therapist. And so I, took my first degree then in psychology and that sort of thing. So that's how I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what have you learned about yourself through this experience of taking the past, taking all the lessons from the past and moving forward and helping to nurture other people?
Oh my gosh. There's just so much to learn and so much to share. And the sad thing is that we're not taught so many of these fundamentals at school or at home. And it's really about who we're being. It's about our energy, our presence, our self-worth and value. And really, it's sadly not a conversation that we are privy to, like I said, in the fundamental places like home or at school.
Yeah.
We're just taught, do the right thing, show up, go to school, go to work, get a job. But what about you? What about you as an individual? Who are you being in your life and in the world and that sort of thing? So
how are you showing up?
how
to
are you
everyone
showing
else?
up?
Yeah.
What's your energy? Is it good, bad, or ugly? Some people are just so
Good, bad,
unhappy,
ugly.
they just don't even know that what they present to the world is what mirrors back to them.
Right.
And they can't understand why their life is falling apart. But they've created that just by their thoughts about themselves. So,
Okay.
you
Well,
know.
that's an interesting thing, because, like you said, it's about being self-aware, and sometimes to understand that you need honest feedback.
Yes,
In order to bring you where you need to be. Now, for the people who are not aware of their dynamics in the interaction with others, and sometimes these people tend to be kind of like Debbie Downers. They're focused on certain elements. It's not the most positive, brings people down. How can they come out of that?
They can come out of it if they want to.
Okay,
You see,
so it's a choice.
it's the choice. We've got neural pathways in our mind that basically are like train tracks. So if you keep having that train run the same track, it doesn't know any different. So the negativity will expand and grow as you feed it.
Okay.
It's just like a plot of land, and you feed it with poppies or you feed it with corn. It'll grow whatever you feed it with. And so if you feed it with negativity, that's what shows up. And so it comes to a point where you have to be on your knees and saying, this can't be my life. Really, this is it? I was born for this?
Right.
There has to be more.
There has
And
to be
so that's the pivotal time when they decide that they want more. They need to find some level of happiness rather than...
So they literally have to rewrite their scripts then.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, get rid of the story, which is what David did.
Okay, so tell me about David's story.
Well, I'm here more of a live testimonial to my coach, Coach Lee, as I call her.
Coach Lee.
Yes,
I like it.
Just a brief history of my life I've struggled for 30 years with addiction, and I've come to learn through what Coach Lee has taught me. Everybody has a story, and it's a story that led me to my falling into addiction, trying to fill whatever that void was, and it started with my adoption to a point in my life where I have some abuse issues with a Catholic organization, to the point of, it escalated to the point where I ended up in a prison in Nicaragua, and there's a long story there in between. But when I accidentally met Caroline and we got talking, I realized.
How did you meet?
How do we meet?
Yeah.
I'm a union carpenter in Toronto, and I moved to where the jobs are since I'm now a single father, and I was looking for a place to rent, and she had a rental property 10-minute walk from the job site in Ajax, and you know, I banged on the door to meet her, and I told her ad was looking for a professional woman. I said, I'm not a professional woman. I just know you're a 10-minute walk to where I need to work. And
Can you overlook the gender?
that's it. I'm a construction worker.
And I'm English. That was a
And we
deciding
got talking,
factor.
and you know, from there it was like, holy cow! She started sharing what she does, and I mean, I've spent years with psychologists and doctors and getting, you know, medicated, and I've never found anything that has profoundly impacted my life than what she has shown me in the way of just recognizing my story. That's what took me to the point of looking for something to fill that void, which was in my world, you know, a world of drugs. That's, you know, and then the consequences of where those drugs took me. And you know, for the time that we've known each other now, it's my eyes have completely opened, and it's amazing. The positivity inside me has started to attract amazing things. I mean, sitting here on your show, and I'd seen it a while ago, and you're talking about one story at a time, and I was like, wow, that would be amazing. And, you know, I do not picture myself down on St Clair Avenue West on a Wednesday or Thursday night, you know, talking about this. But, I mean, my whole point now is if the message can get out to one person that's suffering, there is help. I mean, there's all different levels of help, but what this woman teaches and talks about has changed my world. So, yeah.
Well, I think you're amazing. I gotta give it up. Battling addiction is not easy. It's not easy. It's a lifelong battle. So incredibly brave. Every day, it's one step at a time. But it's about, you know, being cognizant, having a loving coach, a nurturing coach behind you. And I think I'm really confident that someone out there needed to hear this. So thank you for being so courageous to share that story. But so how long has your connection been? It's been...
Not long.
Not long?
Since June.
Since June?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the energy I get, it's just been like years. Like
I know.
So it must have been
It feels like
everything
years, let me
aligned the
tell you.
right way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you had that
Yeah.
great connection. So what's next for you, David?
For me? Well, I'm thinking of actually getting out of the union and starting my own business. I've been so busy with that kind of work, which is my passion, but I would also like to, I've spoken at a few schools in the past, and I would like to get into that more and more, and with the help of Coach Lee, you know, getting the word out to the younger people in this world when it comes to drugs. I mean, I'm only one story of what this woman coaches about, but I think the awareness, because I've seen it all from South Dakota to Savannah, Georgia, to Rhode Island, to Winnipeg. I've been all over, and I've seen what that world does, and I think people really need to recognize, you know, if they're going down that road, especially in high schools. And I think a lot of them don't realize it's their upbringing, their story, that's making them think they need to find something to fill that void, you know. I mean, people talk about stuff, but I mean, I found it in numbing it, something that made me feel good.
To
But
medicate
it's
yourself.
to medicate it, you know, to
to
numb
medicate the
me,
pain.
you know, and then there's the stuff that happens in life. And I just want to get the word out that there's help out there for people to look back, because I've spent years and nobody's ever asked me to look back in my childhood. You know, they just thought, I have an addiction. Well, what brought on the addiction? You know, there's so much more to it. And I think my story, because I've been around, you know, I've got a grade 9 education, but I've got a master's in street smart.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank
So
you.
that's-
Thank you so much for sharing. I wanted to ask you something, Coach Lee. You know, we just had Valentine's Day
Yes.
that this past last weekend, and we have to say, like, in shaping who we are, it's based on relationships.
Yes.
You know, relationships, would you say, can make or break us?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So when a relationship that we're in, whether it be, you know, a love relationship, a friendship, a work relationship, when that falls apart, people take it different ways on how to, you know, repair who they are. When it goes incredibly awry, when it really hurts that person, how do you repair? How do you do the repair rescue?
I think we have to understand that really people come into our lives for a reason, season, or a lifetime. And the thing about intimate romantic relationships, we just have this, it's a drug. Love is a drug.
Love is a drug?
Love is a drug. I mean, I know that was said in a song a long time ago, but the reality is love is a drug. And the adrenaline that flows and the dopamine that triggers in your mind and that sort of thing, the feeling of being high, you can do anything, you can climb mountains, it's a drug. And it's no different. Dopamine is the same drug that happens when you're, doing cocaine. And so the reality is that you have a level of euphoria that when that drug source is taken away from you, you have withdrawal symptoms, just like you would with any other drug. And the reality is that you have to just recognize that maybe people come into your life to teach you something, or they come to you for you to teach them something. And that as much as it's wonderful in the moment, it might not be your forever.
Right.
And you just have to start to recognize that life is a book and there are multiple chapters, and that was a chapter. And it's hard to get through that when you're going through the withdrawal symptoms, but that there is another side, and life, this too shall pass is the saying I always say, this too shall pass.
Yeah, I guess, what people say, people come in as a lifetime, a reason or a season.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And it's painful, but
It can
the
be.
reality is it will transform you. If you can take the time to move through it, it will transform you.
Okay, very wise words. Where can people get in contact with you for your
The
coaching?
easiest thing is my website, because then I've got my telephone number on it, 416-435-0403, and the website is carolinejanelee.com.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for
Thank you.
taking the time to share with
It was
us.
a pleasure.
Congratulations on your wonderful transformation. And if anyone needs the wonderful coaching, please contact Coach Lee. I am definitely inspired by what you do, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Yeah, thank you for joining us on the Nikki Clarke Show. And sitting beside me is the founder of Chin Properties, Inc. Please welcome Daniel Chin to the show. Welcome back, Daniel, for the second time.
Oh, thanks for having me, Nikki. It's great.
Awesome. Yeah, you're great. Oh, I like the tie. I like everybody's coming out swagging
Well, thank
tonight.
you. You look great too, Nikki.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I've got a little African motif for Black History Month, in homage to Black History Month.
Looks great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me ask you about your background in real estate.
Right.
When did that start?
In 2012.
2012. So that was about 4 years ago.
Yes, 2012, March month. That's when it started.
And what were you doing before that?
Before I did real estate, I graduated in University of Toronto. I was doing public speaking and Toastmasters to really for personal development, and I was teaching public speaking for little kids, grade 5s in a private school, and I was doing all of that while I was working in TD Bank as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened to you where you realized that real estate was where it's at for you?
Yes, around that same time, I was also building houses with Habitat for Humanity in Toronto.
Nice.
Yes, and that's where it really led into real estate with the whole passion, and became very fascinated with the building and how houses are being built. And I felt when it came to building houses, I was doing something good, and it provided a lot of roofs, places for people to live, and that was a fulfillment inside me, Nikki. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have this kind of understanding that some houses aren't built all that well, the foundation isn't all that strong? You know, getting into the whole hands-on experience?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. If you think a house is built 100% perfect, it's not built 100% perfect, but it's built such that it will stand and it will stay there for another 100 years. So the whole construction industry has changed in these times more so than how houses was built before.
Okay.
Yep. From a cost perspective.
All right.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you faced when you're getting into the real estate industry?
Getting into it was really believing in myself, and it was a lot of skepticism. And I tell you, even myself, I was very skeptical. When I got into real estate, when I started off in real estate, there was a lot of get rich quick and all of these things out there. And I tell you, it's, well, we have to keep things with the interview. There's no get rich quick. I believe it's another way to get poor quickly. So
No one ever tells you that, though.
no, they don't. You know, the way how they sell all these seminars and workshops, it's such that you can make you feel like, oh, you can do it. I've done it. But it's not how it really is, and you have to be careful. But there are some good people who are good and really teach us about real estate investments.
Who are those people who taught you?
Well, one of them, I will tell you, in the previous show I've mentioned Harry Stinson, right? There may be mixed reviews of him in the newspaper, but being beside a real estate developer like himself, who's a very passionate man when it comes to real estate developments, I have really learned a lot of the things you don't find in a book, but you can only find through experience. And you know, that's one of the things I was fortunate to have in my life. Yeah.
Okay. He's a great mentor.
Absolutely.
He's been there, done that. He's done it for many, many years. So he has a great deal of experience. So
Absolutely.
You're lucky to have him.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you stay current then when you're building your real estate portfolio? What should you do to stay current?
Well, you do have to pay attention to the real estate market every single day. Real estate is very local. As I keep saying, you have to know everything about your market before you invest. All of the property values, today's value, sales history, all of the comparables, how much you can get for rent, exactly who you'll be renting to and how quickly. You're putting a big chunk of money in your investment, and you got to do your homework, because it's not fun when you lose money.
Sure isn't.
Absolutely.
Have you lost money?
Many times.
Really?
Yes, you will make mistakes. You don't get everything 100% right the first time, and that's how you learn, and that's how you become better at investing.
Okay. Trial and error.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about renovating? What are some of the tips you would offer for renovation?
Well, when it comes to renovating investment properties, you have to renovate from the tenant's perspective. So put yourself in their shoes when they are living in that apartment. What's most important to them? And some of the things that I've found is they love having laundry, they love a big bedroom, they love plenty kitchen cabinet spaces, closet spaces in the bedroom for storage, right? That's the value, and you'll be amazed. These people, they pay more for rent, for value, for security, for safety, and for peace of mind. So you have to renovate from the tenant's perspective. The second thing is, certain items you buy wholesale, do not buy retail. So buy wholesale and don't buy retail. Okay. So those are some of the things. And make sure you have a reserve when it comes to renovation for any contingencies, because there's always surprises what's behind those walls. Mm-hmm. So make sure you have a reserve when it comes to renovation, so you don't go over budget.
Those are good. Those are amazing nuggets for us. So what's new for you? What are your upcoming goals?
For this year, Nikki, it is really to expand my network and networking with the right people, and doing more presentations at different groups, doing more real estate trade shows. I will be speaking at Investor Forum March 5th, March 6th about renovation in the renovation panel at the International Toronto Centre. That's March 5th and March 6th this year. And also doing more TV shows.
Yes.
So thank you for for giving me this opportunity, Nikki.
I can see you with your own TV show, actually.
Really?
I'm going to put it out there. The Daniel Chin Show.
Oh, thank you, Nikki. Nikki Clarke sounds much better.
But you know what? I think people maybe are curious because they're meeting you for the first time. Where are you from?
Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're under 30.
Absolutely.
Doing what you're doing, right?
Yes.
You're, what, 26?
26.
26.
Yeah.
26. And he's so accomplished. And can you just share that story again and how you've helped your parents? You actually retired them?
Yes, my parents, when I started off, I did the first property on my own, and that was together with a joint venture partner, right? So I had to prove that it works. A lot of friends, families was very skeptical around me, and so I did the first property, spent 1 year, managed it, and learned a lot about that first rental property. And then my parents didn't have a retirement plan. And they're like, okay, well, we'll try one. And from then, that same year in 2014, that's when I got 2 investment properties for them. And now they're confident that they can retire.
That's amazing.
Yep. Thank you. And it will all be in something that's coming up this summer, Nikki. It's you will hear more about the story in a new book, Nikki's new book, Transforming Lives One Story at a Time.
So
I'll be one of the co-authors with many amazing people, very extraordinary people, and you'll get more insight in how I overcame many of those challenges. It was really tough.
yeah, that's amazing. And I'm so excited to have you in the book and for the world to hear your story.
Thank you.
Where can people get in touch with you, Daniel, if they want to know more?
chinproperties.com, or you can contact me at 905-537-8202.
Okay. Daniel Chin, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show, and sitting beside me is the founder of Savage Desires. Please welcome Donna Savage to the show. Thank you for coming back. This is your second time.
Yes,
How you doing?
thank you. I'm doing amazing.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I've been watching you on social media, and you've been busy.
Very.
You've been traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where have you been over the last little bit?
Mexico in April and Jamaica in September, and we're hoping to go to Dominican Republic in April again. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is it you and a group get together?
Me and my girl and my sister.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're trying to start some business out of Canada, so that's what we're trying to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background leading up to Savage Desires. When did that start?
Savage Desire started about maybe 5 years ago after a long marriage and divorce.
How long was the marriage?
The marriage lasted for 19 years. We've been divorced, 6 years now? Yeah. So based on my past, in terms of my relationship with my ex-husband and learning about sensuality and not understanding my body and what it is that I needed, and thought I was the only one that was going through what I was going through.
Right.
And until I start talking to other women, I realized, Donna, you're not the only one that's going through in terms of understanding my sensuality and what it is that, as a woman, what I wanted.
Okay, so you're saying in the marriage you started to discover things about yourself and what you needed that you weren't getting?
No, in the marriage, I did not know. I was pleasing my mate. I wasn't pleasing me. It was about satisfying
it was
him.
one-sided.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because I was satisfying him and not knowing how to reciprocate what he was giving me. You know what I mean? I was just lying
you
there.
asking?
No, at that time, no.
Okay.
At that time, no. It wasn't for communication. None. So even if I told him, he wouldn't even know that I was going through, because I was that woman that was hooing and hawing when we were having intercourse.
Okay.
Because I was pretending.
Okay.
Because it was about pleasing him.
Playing the role.
Yeah, playing the role, and that's exactly what I did, and I was very good at it.
So it was about pleasing your mate.
Yes.
Not communicating how you felt,
Felt.
but at some point you felt that you had to be liberated from this whole
Exactly.
thing because you must
Exactly.
have felt trapped.
Listen, I felt trapped, and I'm looking at porn, and I'm watching those women having so much fun, and I wanted to feel like them.
Okay.
you know.
I'll have what she's having.
You know, I wanted too, and I wanted to know what it was. And then my sister bought me a vibrator. And
is the sister here?
Yeah, she's in the back right there.
Oh, there you go. And what's your sister's name?
Carol Savage.
Carol. Awesome present.
Yeah, so then I discovered a vibrator. So instead of me telling my husband that I wasn't being satisfied, I would turn over and start playing with the vibrator until he discovered my vibrator. And then we were both having fun with the vibrator, you know, because I'm thinking it's supposed to be a secret toy. You know, it's just me, it's mine, it's mine.
Yeah.
But then he discovered it and started liking it too. But when he was using it on me, or, you know, we're playing with it together, I never enjoyed it. Again, it's because it's in my head. You know, it's mine. No way, leave it alone. Mm-hmm. So after the divorce, I had to unlearn a lot of things about who Donna was, because I was a cohabitant. I was about him. It's about my children. It's about him. It's about my mom. It was about my dad. It's about everybody else. And I never understand who I was.
Your own needs.
Yeah, so I had to take back who I am and learn to love me, and taught myself about sensuality and pleasing me, and, you know, be about me. So it become a me moment. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
So now you've taken back your power.
Yes.
Your sensuality.
Mm-hmm.
You've liberated yourself from the way you perceive sex.
Mm-hmm.
And now you started this company.
Yeah, I started a company because I'm not realizing that there was other women that was going through the same process as I was, and I thought, you know what, let me just start introducing women to vibrators. That's when it started. Just vibrators, was nothing else.
So just products.
Just product, nothing else.
Okay.
But then when here comes product, then questions. And why and how and when and this, and it's like, holy crap! I wasn't prepared. So then I had to go back, did some schooling about learning about the body, learning about perception, learning a little bit of coaching, like the other guest in here as well. And now, you know, Savage Desire is about talking to them about self-love and enjoy yourself. You know, look into the mirror, think about what is it that you love, and blurt out to the world that I love me. Okay. So that's what it started off with. And we do a lot of stuff through classes, through burlesque dancing, learning about
What's
sensual.
burlesque dancing?
Oh my God, it's a very sensual dance about strip teasing. You know, even if in front of your mate or in front of the mirror, it's about learning about your body, learning about what yours are like. We're doing lap dancing, so we do a lot of things so women can feel sensuality and take their sexy back.
Okay. Is it only women, or do you cater to men as well?
We cater to men. We're doing a tantric sex yoga class in a couple months as well, and we are hoping that we can get men and women couples to do that class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what other services or products do you offer?
We do lingeries. We're big on lingeries now. Initially, it was about we were talking more about products and lubes and oils. Now we put another entity on it that we're pushing lingeries, because women like to feel sexy. You know, yeah, they do like to feel sexy.
And men appreciate it.
And men, oh my God, they're my biggest clients.
Yeah, so they go and they purchase for their
wives
partners,
and their partners, and through. So men are my biggest clients. Valentine, my God, men were. Yeah, I was
surprised last weekend.
Yes, and I was surprised that men, because normally my biggest clients were women, but for the last couple months, I've been getting a lot of mail that's been going on. Yeah, and they're not only buying lingerie, they're buying everything.
Really?
They're very open-minded now, yeah.
Okay, so they're saying, I want her in this
yeah,
look,
I
this
see
color.
her. And yes, exactly. And probably if I bite, then she'll try it on. And so far, you know, I think men nowadays are getting a bit open-minded. So, you know, so I'll just need the woman to reciprocate it.
Yeah, so there must be something about you, though, your personality. That
I think it
allows
helps.
people to feel
I think it
free.
helps. It does help.
I mean, because I'm from Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the French culture, they're a little bit open-minded when it comes to the body and sensuality.
Yeah.
But it may be different in other cultures.
Yeah.
Do you feel the difference?
You do definitely feel different. My background is Jamaican, and no.
What was it like growing up in your house?
Listen, we don't talk about vaginas. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about where babies come from. For years, I thought the bird delivered me as a child. You know, my grandmother would say, "Oh, somebody's gonna have a baby," so the bird, or it's like, really? And I believe.
You're just waiting for the bird to land.
Listen, up to 16, although we were taught about the birds and beating clap, but my grandmother's never wrong. You know, the teachers are lying, but my grandmother's never wrong. You know, we're not born from a vagina, right? And sex is about procreation in my island. We don't talk about certain things. You know,
Okay.
we're not supposed to be free.
Yeah.
So again,
Not
we have
enjoying sex.
no, so we had that limitation on us for years. And then here comes, as a woman, a Jamaican woman talking about sex, and then enjoy talking about sex and the freedom of sex, and masturbation, that's a no. I had the conversation with my dad a couple of years when I started the business, and he said, no, make jewelry, watches. I do.
Do something safe.
Yes. Yeah. Then 2 weeks ago, he called me, by the way, are you still doing that thing? I said, yes. Well, a girlfriend of mine and her husband is having a problem. Could you send me the site? I'm like, what?
From your dad.
From my dad. Mm-hmm. But it's like, so he's kind of proud of me now. So I'm very happy that he has a other outlook on the business, so which is amazing. Yeah,
because I mean, let's be real, most people are having it, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah. So I mean, it's okay to call it like it is,
call it
right?
what it is.
And if you have someone like yourself, and you're open-minded and you're able to like help people guide through their relationship, like why not?
Why not?
It's great opportunity.
And all it is, it's just to be open-minded, as you said, and be relaxed. And it's okay. Everybody is doing it. There's so many children, other women, your grandmother, your mother, everybody's having sex.
Yeah.
Even the priest, although they're lying, but we'll go there. Everybody's having sex,
Well, I mean, I think it's important too for young people to understand the options. I mean, to have or to not have sex, but at least to have that information on what the body is and how to protect themselves.
And you know what? It's not even about the sex per se. It's about understanding you and understanding your mind. Fall in love with you.
Yeah.
You fall in love with you, you can conquer the world. It's because savage desire is not initially. It's about sex, yes, but I want you as a person or an individual to understand you and love you first and foremost.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's about self-love.
It's about self-love, Yes.
Awesome. So fill up your love cup.
Living and overflow, just
What are your upcoming events?
We have a lap dancing class on March 12th up in Ajax. Okay, it's coming up soon, so I'm blasting that. And in April, we're going to do the tantric yoga, which is going to be amazing. I haven't solidified a date yet, but I know definitely it's going to be in April. And in May, we're going to be doing pole dancing. So I want it to be a monthly event.
And pole dancing is not as easy as I thought it would be. I got an opportunity to do a pole dancing workout.
No.
It's upper body strength.
Listen,
like crazy.
I just hold the rail and the swing around. It just looks sexy, I'm not going to be climbing. I just want to feel sexy, just walking around and with heels. I'm not promising anybody I'm going to be twirling up there. No.
But even the twirling, there's a certain.
It's just exactly. Even the rolling the shoulder, just being sexy about certain things. No climbing up and down for me. Hell no.
That's awesome. Donna, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you?
SavageDesires.ca, and for the lingerie, it's Savage Desires, but Desires with a Z.com.
Okay, fantastic. Donna Savage, everyone.
Thanks, my darling.
We'll be back. Joining us on the Nikki Clarke Show, and sitting beside me is an incredible woman. She is a fitness expert, she's an author, and she's also the owner of Swirleez frozen yogurt. Please welcome Teresa Woolard to the show.
Thanks, Nikki. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Excited to be here.
You look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You are so toned. I have to tip my hat to you because I know it takes a lot of dedication.
It does.
So how long have you been working out?
You know what? I hired a coach in August, and for the intense training. Once I had made a decision to go for this crazy life goal of mine to enter my first fitness competition at age 50.
Excuse me?
So that was my midlife crisis, 50, last year. Hired her in August. I had 15 weeks to train. I picked the last competition of the year, which was November 28th last year. My goal was just to get on stage, and I ended up coming in second place and qualifying for provincials, which is coming up in June.
I got it.
Thank you.
A big round of applause for that. Wow. The thing is, you think you can't do certain things with your body. You create these limitations in your mind. Oh, you know, I'm 35, so life's over. I'm not going to go back to the gym. I'm just going to eat Cheetos and Diet Coke. Yeah, I'm the only one who said that. But no, but you don't give up on your body. You can be as fit as you want to be at any age, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work and dedication. I think the meal planning and the prep is the hardest part, but it's 85% of it.
Nutrition?
The nutrition,
Yeah.
yes. And you need to work with someone who knows what they're talking about, knows nutrition, has that background. And then the working out, you know, 2.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. You just got to find the time. I'm either at Swirleez or at the gym.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Swirleez.
Sure.
And that's a really clever name, by the way.
Thank you.
The swirl on the frozen yogurt.
You know what? Swirleez was one of those businesses that I opened from the heart instead of the head. I have no background in the restaurant business. My background is veterinary medicine. I practiced veterinary medicine for 17 years. We went on a family trip 3 years ago in March. Wasn't looking for a business. I was happy doing what I was doing. And we wanted ice cream after mini putting as a family. And lo and behold, we came across this frozen yogurt shop. I fell in love with the concept. I was like a kid in a candy store. Yeah. And I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. And I said to my husband, I said, you know, do you think Barrie, where it's cold 6 months of the year, would embrace a business like this? Yeah. And once I did my homework, a lot of research, and we opened May 8th, 2014. So we're coming to our second year, to an explosion of business. Wow. We won the New Business Award after only 7 months.
Fantastic.
It's been super successful, and it's my happy place.
Yeah, and
I love it.
It's worth the trip to Barrie for Swirleez.
For sure, for sure.
What's your top flavor?
Raspberry Greek. That's my favorite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We make it all fresh with fresh milk and plain non-fat natural yogurt. You can tell the difference.
Do you have like exotic flavors like Nutella, but really healthy Nutella?
Right now we have s'more.
Okay.
Which is toasted marshmallow and chocolate, and we've been running that for a few weeks because we had a s'more campaign with our Winterfest. Hugely popular. I do exotic ones like mojito. Tastes just like the drink. And pina colada. Really nice. So yeah, we change it up quite regularly, and we have fans at Swirleez more than just customers, and I love my customers.
Now you talk about living an extraordinary life, which I'm just picking up your energy, and it seems quite extraordinary. How do you live that?
You know what? You focus on the priorities. You follow your dreams. You go for it. You say yes to opportunities. When I decided to do this fitness competition, for instance, like I said, my goal was just to get on stage. I decided to chronicle my journey on Facebook, and I did not realize the impact that I would have. I inspired so many people. My husband, for one, he's lost 40 pounds since August, just following the meal plan, and my whole family works out at the gym. But
how many children do you have?
I have 2 children, 18 and 20. And it's just a life we embrace. You need the support. So whether it's starting a business, doing crazy goal like this, you need support. So with opening Swirleez, I networked. I had this group of women. One of them is here today with me, and they were my cheerleaders. They kept me motivated going through the process of building that business. Through the fitness journey, same thing, just seeing the results myself was self-motivating, right. Then seeing the impact I was having on others, and then opportunities that opened up that I had no idea. I ended up getting recruited by a modeling agency and auditioning for a Vin Diesel movie a week later. Wow. I've been asked to be a speaker at 3 women's conferences coming up in the next couple of months. What else? Here on your, being asked to be a guest on your show, Nikki. So, that's why I say yes to opportunities, because you never know what's going to come by doing so. And in so doing, your life is made more fun, exciting, fulfilling. And isn't that what we want? And extraordinary, sure.
This is what we want. Very important question. What's Vin Diesel like?
I didn't get to meet him. I auditioned. Okay. I auditioned. In fact, this is a funny story. The agency submitted a number of women, all of them, of course, younger than me, and the person who was looking for...
You don't look your age, by the way.
Thank you.
I have to interject that. And I'm not just You don't look your
Thank you. Well, anyway, so I was the oldest, and she asked for me to audition, so I felt that was pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's very, it's the results when you take that leap, when you go for it, and instead of putting the hurdles up in front of you, focusing on the positives and what's possible. And, you know, what if things go right? Yeah, there's going to be hurdles. It is with running a business. It is with doing, you know, an extreme fitness sport like this. But you go for it and you focus on the positives and the end result.
Absolutely. It's a lot of mind training.
Sure is.
You know, you know, coupled with the body training. So let's talk about how to prepare for a provincial championship. And you may inspire some people. I think I'm going to be inspired tonight.
Good.
To hit the gym later on. It's a 24-hour gym down the street. So how do you get ready for it?
You know what, Nikki? What I realized in doing this, one, it was just like I said, just to get on stage, but the journey and the competition date was my motivator. It was my mojo. I didn't want to get on that stage looking like the blimpo, looking like way out of, out of the norm compared to the rest.
Right.
And so that's what kept me motivated. But what I realized once it came competition date, it was the journey that I enjoyed. I loved the journey. Working out is my Zen world. To me, I love pumping iron. I love the thrill of seeing results. And then of course, for me, the huge reward is inspiring others to do the same. I've sent so many people to my coach. I think I'm building her business faster than she is. So, you know, it's, you get mentally prepared, but that date was the motivator for me, and now the provincials is my motivator, and I'm just loving. I have a regional, all naturals regional event in April, and then the provincials is the Toronto Pro Show in June, early June. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's
coming up. Yeah.
Just around the corner. When you say naturals, what does that mean?
So they actually test the contestants for steroids.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
So you're all organic right here.
Totally.
All organic.
I wouldn't be doing it if.
Tell us about your book.
Sure. So as a veterinarian, I also had a business while practicing with another female veterinarian. We self-published 6 books, sold over 450,000 copies of our books within the vet industry. And before I opened Swirleez, I actually wrote a book called Fetch. So it's been sitting on the back burner for 2.5 years. And what it was is a book based on my 17 years of vet practice, knowledge, extra courses in animal behavior, and my love and knowledge in the personal development field. And I started seeing analogies between humans and animals, and started realizing, well, if we can change an animal's behavior by these simple techniques, maybe we can change a person's behavior, or if they're wanting to improve, by similar techniques. So that's what the book Fetch is about, is fetch a more fulfilling life, live life like your dog. So that's the gist of the book, and each chapter is based on a different area of your life and how we can improve. You know, one is based, following your animal instinct, your intuition, which I'm a big proponent of. So that's the gist of Fetch. So I'm hoping, my goal this year is to get it on the road to being published. I don't have time to self-publish this one because of Swirleez and my fitness world. So I'd like to get it published and then speak to the concepts.
Okay, I have a very good feeling it's coming. Very close, very close.
Hope so.
But yes, I can imagine many things that you do it's very consuming.
Mm-hmm.
But you're driven, you have so much passion, and you've got the right support to propel you there, definitely.
Exactly.
Can you look into the audience lens right now? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
For someone who is an emerging Teresa, someone similar to yourself, with a high energy, and wants to get into the fitness industry, of bodybuilding, what would you recommend them? How would you encourage them?
Sure. First, you need a big why. So you need to know why you're doing this. It takes a huge commitment, a lot of time and effort and work, not only in the work in the gym, but prepping your meals. Hire a coach. Hire a coach that comes with references and testimonials, that knows what they're doing, has some knowledge of nutrition. Get to it. You're going to need to get into a gym that has a lot of equipment, not just a home-based gym. And work at it. You got to do the work. You got to put the effort in.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Where can people find you, Teresa?
Sure. So I'm on Fit and Frozen is my Facebook handle, Twitter handle, and Instagram. Also Teresa Kelly Woolard, but Fit and Frozen.
All right. You've inspired us.
Thanks,
all. Thank
Nikki.
you so much,
Thank you
Teresa.
so much. Appreciate
Teresa
it.
Woolard, everybody. We'll be back. Thank you for joining us on the Nikki Clarke Show. And we have a very lovely couple here. They are the co-founders of God Bless Canada, best organic coffee in Keswick. Please welcome Rose and George North to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now I have something in my on my lap that I'd like to read. This is your testimony.
Yes.
And the reason why you started God Bless Canada shop. So, if I may, the country Canada is very special to me because people from the Canadian Red Cross rescued us from a bad situation. They gave us medicine and food. There was civil war in Nigeria. This Biafran war brought severe hardship to my family. We were eventually moved to a camp where there was more abuse. Every night after dinner in this camp, we had to hide our mother in the bush because the military were raping the women in front of their children. During the night, soldiers came and asked, "Where are your parents?" I lied and said, "They've been killed in the war." The soldiers would come twice a night and step over us while we were sleeping. The Canadian Red Cross found out about this and rescued us by telling people at the military headquarters in Lagos. Then the troops were sent out of our area. Every day, I'm happy to be in Canada. I love Canada. This is why the coffee shop is named God Bless Canada. We have various types of coffee, including iced coffee. We also serve snacks and soft ice cream. Homeless people come in and we warm them with free coffee. Customers leave us money tips to help us give to these needy people. This is incredible. You're very special.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you're here now. Let's go back to coming to Canada. You're getting settled. And how did you connect with George? How did you meet him?
Well, I love Canada so much. So I was praying. I said, I want to marry Canadian.
You wanted a Canadian?
I want to marry Canadian. Not any other country, Canadian. So I was praying every day. So sometimes, I would say, oh, time is going. God, where is that Canadian man? I just don't want his Canadian I want. So finally I met him. So we get married. Yeah.
Thank you. And what was it like for you meeting Rose, George?
It was a wonderful experience. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And it still is.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's going on.
How long you been together now?
Oh, it's been quite a long while, about 15 years.
15 years. Yeah. Wonderful. So you work together, you build together, you give back to the community, you have a family. What type of other products do you have at God Bless Canada? I know we have this incredible organic coffee. So the organic coffee, can you tell us how it's prepared?
This organic coffee, we buy the coffee, the green bean, so we take it and roast it, roast the coffee and sell. Okay. We sell cappuccino, anything about coffee. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I know about coffee. So
you know your coffee.
Yes, so we start, because we want to use firewood to cook at the back, but they won't let us, so we buy the machine.
Okay.
And we love coffee, and we love to feed our people, my people, Canadian. So I want to feed them good organic nutrition food. So that's why I start this.
So when people come to see you, you want to offer them the best, just like your
the
family,
best,
right?
The
you
best,
them
yes.
with good things.
Yeah,
Okay.
the children in my area, I have 2 schools. Then come every Friday, we feed them. We feed them from the tip we get. So then come every day, line up, grandma is here.
They call you grandma?
Yes, they call me the world best grandma. So then come every Friday from the two school, French and the English. Sometimes every Friday they line up. We feed them. We feed them from our tip. Whatever the money is enough, we feed them. Like last week, I wasn't having enough money, so I was saying to my husband, what am I going to do when these kids come? I don't have enough tip to feed them. So luckily for me, a guy come in and buy some food and said, I hear that you feed the children. I say, yes. So he leave all the tip for me.
Oh, there you go.
So now I feed them.
One guy and
yeah. So then the children come on Friday. Then I feed them. Look at that. After school.
It's amazing how everything works out, isn't it?
I have to, because what Canadian, you can see what they did for us. So those people that help us in the war, that come and help us after the war, I can't see them to thank them. So in order to do this, I have to pay back. So this can be their great-grandchildren or their grandchildren. So I'm paying back for what they did for us. Okay. So that's it.
Very special.
Yeah.
Very special. So the coffee, what other products do you have?
We have Jamaican patty. We have hot dog. We have hot dog and Jamaican patty, and the ice cream. Kowata ice cream and twist cone ice cream.
I had a sample of your ice cream, and it was off the chain. It really is amazing.
It's true.
Yeah. So you put a lot of heart in what you do in the products that you make. What are some of the goals that you have? What do you want to see happen for God Bless Canada?
I want to see all those kids. I want to see Bill Gates of Canada from those kids. I want to see police officer. I want to see doctor. I want to see lawyer. I want to see when they come finish, then go to, because I asked them, they want to be this, they want to be that. So my goal is to see them bring their paper one day and show me and say, Grandma, here, I'm a police officer. I'm a Bill Gates of Canada. I'm looking for Bill Gates of Canada. So then I'm this, I'm that, then I know I've done my job, then I can retire. But now I'm not going to retire. I want to see those kids to be somebody.
Okay.
So then I know I'm done, then I will retire. But for now, no.
Yeah, there's still building to do.
Yeah, I want to continue till those kids graduate, be somebody, then I will hand over.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
George, let me ask you a question. What have been some of the challenges for you in this business?
Oh, setting up equipment, the purchasing of the coffee beans, where to find them, and those kinds of things. So, and any business has its challenges. So you go through them as they come up, and fortunately everything has fallen into place quite well, we feel, and. So the challenges have not been insurmountable. So
nothing that you can't handle.
Nothing that we can't handle so far.
Okay.
No.
Fantastic.
And if it becomes too much to handle, then we will look at franchising it or something and let it run.
Okay. What do you want to? What kind of legacy do you want to hand down for your own children, your biological children?
My children.
And how many children do you have?
I have 2 boys.
Okay.
My children, they know me. They know me. I don't want to stop. I always, in fact, for me, I want to continue till I see the kids that I'm helping, see them to be somebody, then. But for now, like one guy come one day, say, oh, Grandma, I will buy your business. Now I have money. I want to. I said, no. You can't do this, because I need to see these children grow up, be somebody. Because the reason I started this one too, saving money to give them, the kids, I see one boy begging money. Every time do you have $1? Do you have this? So then I cry in my heart. I said, you don't ask money anymore. Anytime you need something, come, I will feed you. So then I start that. So now all of them start coming. So people start giving me money, then I start feeding them. Okay. So which is good. There's no kids begging money in my area.
Okay.
Yeah, so which is good.
Which is great. So they
Yeah.
know it's a community-driven effort, and everyone pitches in
Yeah.
and give when they can, and everyone's supported.
Yes.
And that's the way community should work.
Yeah.
Um,
We won't leave our children, our grandchildren to, because if you leave them, what are they going to do? Then by then they start to do shoplift, right? And somebody will give them, you want money, here, sell the thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to call the name.
right.
Sell the thing, I'll give you money.
Right.
So then the kids start to get worse. So we are there to help them.
Okay. So you're,
Yeah.
you're keeping them on the right path.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Where can people go to find you in Keswick?
I'm in 196 Church Street, Keswick North, Ontario.
Okay. And where else are you? Are you on social media, George?
Yes,
Well-
we are. We're on Facebook, and of course we're in the yellow pages, so you'll find our phone number.
God bless Canada. Keswick Best Coffee, 905-535-1547.
Okay. Fantastic.
And if anybody wants to email us, they can email us at george.18@hotmail.com.
Fantastic. Well, I've been really moved by your story, Rose. And,
Thank you.
You both are doing wonderful things, not only to sustain yourself as business owners, but to really give back and to help so many people. And I hope that they help you when they become the Bill Gates of Canada, the lawyers and the police officers. They don't forget you.
No, they won't
They won't
forget
forget
me.
God bless Canada, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show, and sitting beside me is a confidence coach, motivational speaker, and entrepreneur. Please welcome Regina Neal to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you
Pleasure
so
to be
much
here.
for being here again for the second time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, I guess everyone wants to know what or who is a confidence coach.
A confidence coach helps people to find the courage and the confidence that they need to step out of their comfort zone. I grew up really shy, so I had to learn how to step out of my comfort zone on my own. And from all the things that I learned throughout the years, I've shared it with other people, helped improve their lives. And then I thought, hey, maybe I can make a business out of this because a lot of people are afraid to step out, and that's just a confidence they need, just a little bit more, and to just look at their life differently. Just challenge what they believe, and think, hey, like when you did the karaoke tonight, nobody wanted to get up, but yeah, as soon as the first person got up, it's like, okay, great.
Yeah.
So it took one person to have a little bit of confidence, and then the others gained that little bit of confidence by just seeing the example.
Okay. So it takes a little bit of coaching and encouragement to get your confidence going.
Yes.
I think that's very important, and I think lack of confidence will keep people from doing certain things, as demonstrated earlier through karaoke. But some
Definitely.
major things like going for that job, or going for that opportunity, that mate they're looking for, because confidence is missing.
Oh, yes.
So how do you work on that? So as a coach, what do you do to help people get to that place?
Well, one of the things I like to do, which I find very effective, is asking them what they believe and then challenging them to think if it's true. And even if it's true, they've heard something or they've thought something and it is true, and I think, well, now, is it true for you? Because even in my own life, I believe certain things to be true, and then when I said, well, is it really true? And most of it wasn't. And even the things that were true wasn't true for me, or was no longer true for me. So I help people kind of challenge their thinking and think about it a little bit more and say, hey, you know what, you're right.
Well, that's important. when you're developing self-concept, I mean, that starts as early as 2 years old, when you can, recognize your image in a mirror, like, oh, that's Nikki, or that's Regina. And then you start to attach certain values based on what people tell you. So from, your environment, your home, these are the people saying certain things, and you develop feelings associated with those things. You're a good girl, you're a smart girl, you're a bad boy.
Exactly, yeah.
And that attaches to your self-esteem.
And you grow up believing
and
that.
you grow up believing it and buying into these things. And some people may have like a very rigid self-concept. So how do you change all those ideas?
Well, again, it's thinking about where you've heard those things, and again, challenging the truth of it. And most of the time it isn't true. Somebody said something, maybe they were just teasing you, or maybe it was somebody in anger said something, or you overheard something and misinterpret it. Sometimes it's we attach the wrong meaning to something.
Perception.
Yeah, right? Because, for example, I was born before my mother was married. And I didn't find out till I was 13, but for about 40 years I believed I was unwanted. No one told me I was wanted, but yet because I was an accident, I thought I wasn't wanted. So that was a meaning that I attached to it. That was wrong. It wasn't true, and it wasn't true to me. And then, of course, when I heard someone say that, even though I might have been a mistake to my parents, I wasn't a mistake to God. Okay. So that put everything into perspective for me. And it's like, yes, I have a purpose. I belong here. Right? So, and that is helping other people see their purpose, probably. And confidence helps to build it.
Yeah. and that's a breakthrough when you get to that place of, just reckoning, I'm here for a reason, so you've discovered your purpose.
Yes.
Right? And now you're working with people. Can you think of a situation with a client that you saw a transformation working with them?
Let's see. Just trying to think someone. Someone I worked with recently, actually, she wanted some coaching to help her get her life in order before the new year started. So she gave me all this stuff. We had a meeting. Says, okay, this is what I'm doing. Da, 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 da. So she had so many things. So I said, okay, let's take one thing at a time. And then asked her about how it applied to her life. And some things she thought that she wasn't achieving certain things. But when I listed it all out for her, I says, well, you are achieving this. Yeah. Right? She wanted to have more time with her daughter, but she gets up every morning and makes breakfast for her daughter, and they sit and they spend time together. So even though she wasn't doing it at the end of the day, she was starting her daughter's day off right. Okay. Right? So that was something for her, and so that when we went through everything, it was like you can see her posture changing. That's like, yeah.
She just needed that validation from you.
Yeah. So she didn't realize, in all the things she had to do, she didn't realize that, I am doing a good job. I am a good mom. I've got it all together. So with that, it's like, hey, it makes me feel good, gives me more confidence to help other people as well, right? Because things happen in life, and even though we're at this level of confidence, something happens. Like when I went through my second divorce, it was kind of like I was doing okay, and then it was like down, nosedive down. Yeah. And then I had to work on myself to get myself back up again. And
so would you say confidence levels, it fluctuates?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, depending on the situation. Yeah.
And in different areas of your life too. Like somebody may be really confident of being a mom or a businesswoman or something like that, but then they may not be able to stand up in front of people and speak. So they need some confidence in that level. So this is the only area we need to work on.
Okay.
Right? So
well, maybe you can work with me, because I'm gonna tell you something. Like I am an extrovert, but I'm also an introvert, and in a lot of periods of downtime, I'm actually very quiet, and I'm by myself. Just because I think a lot. I'm a thinker. I analyze certain things, and I create. But when it comes to men that I'm attracted to, I am shy. I clam up.
Yes, that's an area there where you need a little bit of help there.
Yeah. So help me.
In front of everybody?
Not right now. We'll find some time to get that done. So the confidence coaching, and you dabble in other business, right?
Oh, yes. Well, Uniquely is my business that I created to do workshops to help people with confidence building, and another workshop I do is easy money management, because a lot of people don't have confidence when it comes to money management. And you know, you can see the world getting into worse and worse shape, so we need to start with children, and as soon as they're old enough to make some money, to start learning how to manage money, so some confidence in that area. And so with my workshops, it's doing well, and we're having fun, and I can help more people at a time, right? Whereas with one-on-one, it takes a while to change the world.
Sure
With a
is.
group of 10, we can do it faster.
Okay, and it's called Uniquely You.
No, just uniquely.
Uniquely.
And it's spelled YOUNIQUELY.
Got it. And when is your next workshop?
It's I'm having a preview next Monday, actually this Monday coming, and the workshop is the following Monday.
Okay. So how can people get in touch with you?
Through my website, which is uniquely.biz, and that's YOUNIQUELY.biz. And my email address is regina@uniquely.biz.
Awesome.
So,
Regina, it's been awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Thank
for
you
being
so
here
much.
for the second time. And we learned a lot from you today.
Thank you.
Regina Neal, everybody. Woo! I'll be back.